Judas is a prime example of someone who hung around Jesus, but he really didn't know Jesus. Go check out the book of John. It says how Judas was taking money the whole time. He was around Jesus, but he didn't know Jesus. Just because you around him, it don't mean you know him. What that probably means is that you know of him. This is not to judge nobody. It's not to make you feel guilty. It's to help you feel convicted. Because just because you go to church, it don't mean that you know him. Just because you sing in the choir, it don't mean that you know him. There was a man in the Bible named Judas who was hanging around Jesus every day for about 3 years, and he still didn't know him. How do you know that he didn't know him? Because there was no change in his actions. Say, man, I've been serving in the church for years. I've been here giving for years. I'm about to mess up some of y'all theology. Well, you know what Jesus in the Bible said about that? There are gonna be people in those days that say, I healed the sick in your name, I fed the homeless in your name, I cast out demons in your name, I did miracles in your name, I prophesied in your name. Can you imagine yourself standing in front of God at the gates? He look at you and you just know your name is in the Lamb Book of Life. You accepted Jesus when you was 11 years old, got baptized and everything. You standing at the gates, you like, I know I'm getting in. How do I look? And you like, well, God, I went to church on Easter. You like, God, man, I fed the homeless. And then he look at you and he was like, yeah, but you ain't stopped fornicating and sleeping around though. You was a habitual liar too. Nobody could trust you. You kept doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again. And he says to you, depart from me, you worker of iniquity. I never knew you. Can you imagine God telling you he never knew you? Can you imagine you saying, I healed the sick in your name, I fed the homeless in your name, and then God look at you and be like, who are you again? Ah! Woo!